Yep, started a couple seconds early. Oh well. What's going on, everyone? How's it going tonight, today, this evening, this afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are watching? It's good to be back on this rhyming dictionary, which hopefully, yeah, everything looks like it's going well. But hey, what can I say? I got a little too excited, had to jump in 15 seconds early, but we're here now. Thankful that you all are joining us. I did mix up the music a little bit after some, feedback that I've been getting about the music in general. So hopefully this is a little bit more laid back, a little more calm. It's just hard to find good music these days, as y'all know. But what we did starting last time is we started working on a rhyming dictionary. And so we're going to continue that work. And it's not really about building the rhyming dictionary. It's about building an app. So I don't want it to just be like a regular static website. What I want to do is create something that people can log into, something that people can interact with, and even start building out like a way to sign up, use the Stripe plugin with PayloadCMS, and create like a full experience web app. So we're going to jump in with a few of the to-do list items that I had, which is really testing out what we have going on now. So we didn't get very far. We did have a couple of issues leading into the stream last week, last Wednesday. So we got those sorted, but now it's about like building out the functionality of the site. So I'm excited to get right into it. So I'm gonna share this here, and I think one thing I want to check first is I do want to turn on the turbo and see if this works. So I haven't had a ton of issues ever since I upgraded my machine getting like fast compile times, but nice to have. All right, so we have our words, then we've got admin. So let's see what we have in admin right now. Okay, I don't know. Oh, it's auto login. The following path cannot be queried. Username. All right, let's fix that real quick because I don't want to have to keep logging in. It's kind of a hassle. So where payload config. Auto login. Is it not username? Should I do email? I think I just need to do email. Yep, that made it easier. Perfect. All right, so we have ice and nice. So if I go to localhost, then we can do ice. That's completely wrong. Ice. Words ice. Word ice. There we go. So we have our rhymes for ice and then our rhymes for nice. So a couple of things that came up that I wanted to work on. And so I do want to say that I don't know if the turbo did anything for me, but that's neither here nor there. So first, let me pull up my stream ideas checklist. And I do want to see, well, first, I promise I'll get back. My brain is moving in a bunch of different directions right now. So let's go to our layout. We also want to make sure that we handle when word isn't found, because I can still return the, like we can return a page. I can return things like definitions through the dictionary.com API, things like that. So if we handle when the word isn't found, instead of returning a 404 for that, I can do a request form like, hey, I want you to add this word, and then also here's the definition for the word. So definition for word and add word form. So that is what I wanted to add. I just took a couple notes throughout the week, so had to make sure I got those written down. And now I want to change the design here just a little bit. So we're not going to get too deep into design quite yet, because the first thing that we need to do is just add a couple of words of varying length and pronunciations. So I just wanted to make this into more of a pill rather than an actual like just rounded corners. So if I can find, we got border. I should have rounded 2XL. So if I do rounded full, I get a nice full round. But the padding in this is too big. So if we do padding Y of 0, there must be a margin on. So that's much better in my opinion, but I'm wondering if that means that there is a margin on this, and there probably is, and I'm just missing it. Margin, there's not. So it's just how it looks. Totally fine, looks good. I click ice, and now that's gonna make it way easier to put a bunch of words up on the screen. All right, so, whoops, wrong button here. All right, so now let's actually get to our agenda here. So I'm going to add a couple words. So let's create a new word where we're going to put in compromise. Slug is going to auto-generate. Then we can do com, which is going to rhyme with this is where it gets difficult because I have to choose what it actually rhymes with. So cut, pat, pit, pit. So I need an sound here. Dog, com, dog. Yes. Com, pro. So it's a long O sound. O. Boot, no. Home. And then my's, I. So we need an I sound, which rhymes with find. So really what I could also do is add each of these vowel sounds in here. So if I do, word is dog, and then we're going to put in the vowel sound dog. Save that, and then create a new one, find, and then homonym. I don't think we're gonna do any past tense things, so we'll just do find, because FINED is also, I have to. All right, so save. Let's see if I can duplicate this. Yep, so find, slug, homonym is find. And I can hit save there. And if I go back to words, can go find and then do our homonym of find here, hit save. Perfect. And then the last one I did compro, so home. I'll add home. And then add the syllable of home. And then hit save there. Perfect. All right. Okay, so we have a couple of words now. None should really pop up for this. Oh, I guess it will. All right, so I'm glad for that as well, because we need to fix the spacing here. And that's why we added a few words here. So all of these, compromise, ice, compromise. So going off of the vowel sound, that would technically rhyme. Nice, ice, compromise, ice, find, ice, I, find. All right, I can't wait to watch the transcript of this video. Okay, so we have flex wrap, then we just need to do something like gap 1. It doesn't need to be a big gap. Yeah, so now if I click into each of these, all of the pages should be just fine. Find. Okay. So for this, we have 3 syllables, and all of these rhyme on the last syllable, which is fine. That's good. So pronunciations, not quite what we're looking for. So I'm trying to think this through here. So if I do is greater than, but if not, we can then return these syllables, which is going to need its own div anyway. So let's put this down here, get rid of the key because that's not necessary. And then we need to do pronunciations 0 because this is assuming that the length is less than 1 or equal to 1. So that is our the syllable map. So here is where things start to get interesting. So this is the syllables of compromise. So that's what they come out to be. So what we'll want to do is for each of these, so vowel sounds, what is this? J, okay, so I need to change this to I real quick. No biggie. All right. So what I'm trying to change here is we'll want to make this into, I guess, maybe just for now, it just needs to just needs to be a paragraph tag. So we'll do paragraph, and that way in here we can do an H2, which is going to be rhymes with the rhymes with syllable I plus 1 since we're 0 indexed, and then we need to do of word I believe so. We'll find out here in a second. All right. So now we have, we should reverse this. So can I just do a reverse here? So if I do array length minus I, yeah. All right, so now I have it so where it's going to be, if it's the last syllable that it rhymes with, that means that it's a perfect rhyme. So I just want to start with that and then go down. So the rhymes that people expect, and then to the ones that they may not quite understand or want or have. So, and I'm kind of just going for it at this point to try and think through, because a table could work for this as well, especially as we get into multiple pages, in which case I would need to see, I could do something like here we can do a table and then a table head, sorry, then I forget how tables work. I haven't done a table in a long time. So let's take a look at HTML table. I could do this all as divs, but I mean, if there's a table, might as well use that. Oh, okay, so we can do table row. Okay, now I need to do t-head, I guess. All right, so now we need to do something like word rhymes on syllable So then I could do this pronunciate. Well, I guess this would be T body. And then here we'll want to loop through. It's just going to put a div in for now, and that's okay. But I can do T body and then a T row. And then I don't need this. And then P, I think, needs to be cell. What does it need to be? TD. Table data, I assume. So now we've got our word. Interesting. So I need a way. Row. I guess maybe I need to. Yep. So we'll try this, and then we can do rhymes on syllable, and again we'll do array.length -1. Oh, -I. Okay. So that's not really what I want, though. What I want is for our table to return the words with a link. So what we need to do is probably create a new component. So in our front end, we're going to create a new directory component. I guess it should be components, though. And then we'll do a new TypeScript file. It'll be tsx. And we will call this word cell, I guess. Then we'll export const word cell. It's going to be an async because we are going to do some querying. And then this then is going to need import get payload from payload, and then import config promise from payload config. And we're going to take a word which should be, let's see here. So it's actually getting a vowel sound. So what we need is to get a vowel. Let's do type vowel equals vowel. So maybe I don't actually need to do that. So if I do, let's do type props equals vowel, and then we'll take props is props. And then now here we are going to get our payload, await get payload config promise, and then we'll get our word and set this equal to await payload find collection word where vowel sound. So we need to go to the API and check this out. So where pronunciations dot last vowel is equals what does it equal? Oh, it's going to be the props dot value. But none of this is quite right because I'm actually just going to take in a string. So I may be overthinking this a little bit. So just taking, let's not even do that. So we'll do, just to make things easier for me. So I actually should take in, maybe instead we'll do props is a word, because we need to get our props dot pronunciation slash val. Well, I do know also that we need to make sure that the slug slug not equals word, dang it, props dot word dot. All right, let's do, I think we just need our word, const word equals props. All right. So we need our slug does not equal slug, and then we need, oh, pronunciation vowel. So I can do in, and then I can, in our word that we receive, so I'll need vowel, last vowels is going to equal props dot pronunciations dot map vowel sound, or I guess I'll just do, can I do do last vowel, last vowel dot last vowel. So again, I don't know why this doesn't just work, or maybe it does. And let's just go ahead and log our last vowels and see what happens. All right, so if I come back here and then I go, and we're just going to put in our, we need a return first. So we're going to return a link, not to, but href. Sure, let's import this link. So we're gonna need this to be word, and then the slug actually is going to need to be word dot, oh, let's do then, and process the response. We're only gonna take one word at a time. Do word dot slug word dot word. And so we might as well then do the table here, and then import our word cell. And this is going to take a word of, it should be word. well, this is only taking the actual word itself. So I need the whole word, which means I shouldn't do this. All right, so let's do word, and then we can do word.pronunciations, word.pronunciations. Last vowel, okay. Still looking at things that broke. Word.word. Rhymes seems to be fine. Oh yeah, so I already got rhymes. Oops. And then here's where some stuff broke, so I can add more here. Word. Oh, so this probably just syllables then. Yep, there we go. All right. Word.pronunciations should fix all of that. And then here, and then just passing in the word. All right, so we have an object coming in here. Cast to string failed for value. I mean, it's helpful, but where is the error? Let's see here. Let's log some stuff real quick. So, last vowels. Do we get that? All right, here we go. So at async word. All right, so 1 second here. Let's get rid of this and just return the table data. Last vowel, okay. So at async word, which means I'm here. Await payload find collection word equals slug. That should be right. Oh, rhymes. Okay. Not equals word dot word. All right, so there we go. There's that. And then I should be able to bring this back in. Redefine slug. All right, so I don't get anything here. So let's just do a paragraph test. Okay. Do a paragraph and then bring in our word.word. Cannot, property of word is undefined. So let's do log word. Last vowels are undefined. Okay. which means that that's going to be undefined. So let's stop trying to be fancy here. Last value, vowel, last vowel. And then try that again. All right, so instead, let's log our props.pronunciations. Okay, dot map. Last vowel. Last vowel. And this then returns last vowel. I thought I just did that, but I guess not. All right, so now this is actually what I'm looking for. So let's take all of this and replace that, which should then give me, there we go. All right, so now we see that we have a bunch of repeats, which is not cool with me either. But if I click into it, great. Find, all right, compromise. So we need this to receive a new, where did it go? Not word cell, here. So in compromise, which we're here in our pronunciations, word pronunciations, syllables reverse, map, vowel sounds. So what I'm passing in is the word, but I should be passing in the vowel sound. But it's not expecting that. So if I'm passing in the word, well, I'm passing in the main word here. So what I need to be passing in is actually, yeah, all right. So that means that I need to be working with the vowel sound here. So we're going to bring back in the vowel, which is not going to have the last vowel or pronunciations. What is it going to have? So it can't equal... All right, we got a couple things going on here. So we are going to first take in the word, which is going to be, oops. So we're going to have word, and then we're going to have vowel sound. So here, let's figure out why this is all kinds of jacked up. We will do word, and then vowel sound. Going to be a vowel, which I don't think that's quite right, but we will figure that out here in a second. So word, this is going to be get new word, get new word, and then slug is going to be from our word. And then last vowels is just going to be equals our word dot. So this is where things get weird. All right, so let's just set this to something that won't break, which this is going to break anyway. So what we have, we're bringing in our word to make sure that we don't get a repetitive word by filtering out the slug. So I have faith that this is going to be right, that get new word, all of that is going to be good. Now we need to make sure that the word that we're trying to get has the same last vowel sound as a vowel that I'm passing in, which then means vowel sounds should come in as a vowel. Okay. So vowel sounds. So then I can just do vowel sound. So now we can bring in our word and set that equal to word, and then vowel sound and set this equal to vowel sounds. My brain is breaking a little bit here. Vowel sounds. All right, so let's get rid of this real quick. Let's make some more room here. All right, so we have our vowel sounds dot vowel sounds, which this shouldn't work. Didn't think so. Vowel sound dot value. Okay, great. So we have dog, which rhymes with the first syllable of compromise, home, which rhymes with the second syllable of compromise, and then find, which rhymes with the third syllable of compromise. Now, this isn't all of the words, though, because we know that find itself also does, which is right here. So we need this to return more than just the one doc, and then map them out, which can then be done with doing get new word dot map, and then we'll do word, put all of this in there. Whoops. Need to add a key here, which this can be, just add an I here. Get new word, so this should be just word. Okay. So I think then we need to bring this even further down. So where I have this table row, this I think actually needs to all be in there. So I'm going to add that in there. Get rid of the key and do table row. Okay, getting closer. And then if I get rid of this, and then take this and get rid of that. Okay, so we still need to figure out the type on the vowel sound, but I need to add array. Okay, so I'm glad we're figuring this stuff out as we go. So that is not right. So we just need to figure out, how do I find the syllable that this rhymes with? So we know that find, ice, and nice all rhyme with the last vowel sound of compromise, which is the third one. but I is going to get me some other stuff. So maybe I need to, let's first reverse. Nice, home, and dog should definitely not be index 0. Ooh, language is hard, y'all. All right, so what do we have? So rhymes on syllable. Oh, let's pass in then the syllable, which is going to be a number, which is going to be, in my case, I plus 1. So we come here and do syllable. And we take syllable as a number. And then here, just do syllable. There we go, and then unreverse this. So rhymes on syllable 1, and reverse it here. It is already reversed here, so let's unreverse that one here. All right, so a lot of stuff here that's not exactly what I want though. So if we reverse this again, so I need all of these to be 3, all of this to be 2, and all this to be 1. So I think I can do array dot length minus I. There, just like before. All right, so this makes sense. Find, ice, and nice are all rhymes with the same vowel sound. I'll stop using the word rhyme. The same vowel sound as the last vowel in compromise, then home and compromise, nobody really says compromise, so I'm going to come back to our compromise and change the middle syllable to be compromise. Then if I refresh that, home goes away. But now we have find, ice, nice, and dog. All right. So now we can get this to be a little more styled maybe. So I wonder if we can still kind of do this chipped view. But first, okay, so we have our table where we're going to then do a class name, and we're using Bootstrap, not Bootstrap, wow, throwback. We're using Tailwind. We're going to, let's just do a border. And we can do, yeah, border violet 400. I don't know if we'll do the text. That's not at all what I wanted. So I don't want a border on the table like that, but can we do width full? Yes, we can. So that's good, and then we can do class name. This is doing stuff that I don't know why it's doing it, but here we go. All right, so we can do BG. No, we'll leave that how it is. We can do text though, and we'll do violet of 950. And really that should actually apply to the whole table. There we go. And then table, I wonder if we do, we can do even, and then we can do a BG of purple 400. So not quite. That probably needs to be added to the body. Boo. All right. Well, what's going on with val sounds real quick? There we go. All right, so we have here, we should be able to pass in a class name. So let's go ahead and just stick with what we've got here. So we'll do a class name, and then here we'll do string. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm loving a table view of things though. But honestly, I don't know how else it would look, because if we just do a bunch of chips like this, it's going to be harder to see if we just have a bunch of them on the screen compared to a table, which is going to be a lot easier. All right, let's give it a shot. So we'll do last name. So before we do that, we'll do border and then do a border. I don't know why it's doing that, but that's funny to me. All right, so we'll do a border, and then we can do border violet 400, we'll say. And then here we can add a little bit of padding, maybe 4. So not there, we can't. So maybe that is going to be done. Yeah, it should be done here, right? So if we do padding, nope. Padding of 1 rem. It is not that, but I can do it there, I bet. Yes, I can. Oh, and it does it for the whole. Yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and do class name, sorry. And then let's just do padding like 2, give it a little bit. And then for the link, we should also do another class name and add a little bit of decoration. Text underline, or maybe it's just underline. And then underline, let's offset it just a hair. Yeah, perfect. All right, so that looks okay. And then we can do text center. Let's see if it is done here. Can I do it here then? Perfect. So then if I do, let's make class name not required, optional, whatever the word is. All right, then can I do width auto instead? It's a little bit better. Then I can do so class name and do something like so definitely not margin. I think it might need to be added to the row. Okay. Let's try padding then. A little bit better. All right, so we'll do px of 4, and then maybe py of like 1, just to give it a little bit of space. Perfect. All right, so I think I'm liking this a little bit better. And then we can get rid of this here. If I do want to keep the pilled view though, maybe instead we come here and add this to the link, which I think I took the class name. So let's see here. It did. Perfect. So that looks pretty good. I can add probably a little bit of padding on the top now though. Yeah. The text color though should be 950. But the hover I think is fine. 950. And then border 950. All right, so that makes this border also stand out, so we'll do 950 there as well. All right, so rhymes on syllable 1. So here we can do syllable equals 1. Oh, because that's not going to be true. I was going to say it's going to be a perfect rhyme, but that's not really true. Then I got dog. And none of these are going to rhyme. Nothing we have rhymes with dog right now. But we can come here. We can create a new word. Say log. Which definitely rhymes with dog. Refresh, and there's log there. All right, so now let us see if we can do odd, and then we can do BG purple. Okay, yes, that works. But let's go back to compromise. Perfect, so that's not quite what we want, but let's see if 50 works. I kind of want it to be even. Yeah. All right, so we have our first iteration really of what this could look like. Width auto doesn't quite work for me, but maybe we do we'll want to also check and make sure that we get alternative pronunciations in here. A good example, I think did I add this already? I did not. So let's add comfortable, which has two pronunciations. The first one is going to be comfortable, which is going to be, I kind of had to make up this vowel sound because nothing really made sense to me. But comfortable, pull, makes sense to me. And then there's also, or do I have bowl? No. All right, so we have which is going to be another sound. And then pull. All right, we hit save there. And then we go to comfortable. And this is going to have two different pronunciations. We have comfortable and then comfortable. So both need to be accounted for, but I'm not quite sure how we're going to put them into the table quite yet. But we'll come back to it. All right. But for now, let's take a look here and see if like width 50 would work. And then maybe do margin auto. No, so definitely not 50. Well, I can try full again. Because honestly, what'll end up happening, I think, is in the word cell, we're going to have a third table, and this is going to be something like alternative. Here we can do alternate pronunciation. And so that'll look fine at a full screen. And then even at smaller screens, I think would be fine. Okay, I think at a certain point that's not going to matter so much. All right. So now let's consider pagination while we're still in the early stages here. So what we'll do is I'm going to open this up a little bit more because I want to be able to log here our search params. So I'm going to go ahead and just do log search. I should be able to do p equals 2, for example. And that looks like it's going to be right. So what we'll do is in our payload find, we can do page is going to be search.p, which I'm going to do as a number, or 1. And then I need to do a limit of, we'll say 3, just so we can see what this looks like. All right, so now I'm getting cannot read properties of undefined pronunciations in last vowel, because I'm only getting one word, not a bunch of words. Oof. Well, that adds a little bit of a complication, doesn't it? Because I'm getting a bunch of words that are all just feeding into one table. All right. Bunch of words, one table. So I'm wondering then, how do I get it to be all of the words in the rhymes and then being able to paginate them? Because I can do this with page 1, no problem, because all of them are on this page anyway. Because all of the words that are being rendered are here. So I would have to do something like client-side pagination, which if that's the case, I would just do the chipped view anyway, because I like this more than I like a table. So how do we do this? Let's think. Think. So we need, for sure, our word, which is here. So this is the actual word. So it makes sense that a page and a limit's not going to make sense here. So then we need to find all the words that rhyme on any syllable of compromise. And I can do that by looping, sure. I wonder if this is a case for a join field. So if I use a join field that can loop through, maybe not a join field. let's think. So let's take a look, because if I can do in here, then we do something like go to our words, and we can just throw all of this here. It's going to be easier to do it this way. I can do type tabs and just label the first one as word info. Oh wait, no. So sorry. We'll do tabs. And then the first one we can just label as word info, and then fields array there. And then the second tab, which will be our label of rhymes, we can do fields again, and we'll come back to that. But now here, you take this row, relationship array, all of that, and drop it into our word info tab. And then here we've got word info and rhymes. So in rhymes, I'm thinking we can add a new type of field called join, and then do name just rhymes, for example. And then we can do on. Well, let's do our collection. I think I can do word. And then I should be able to do a where query where we'll come back to that. Let's just get rid of the error. On let's do pronunciations dot last vowel. The config does not have a field pronunciations last vowel. It should. So row relationship pronunciations. So let's okay. So this join field isn't quite going to work, at least pronunciation. Not at least is what I think it's supposed to do. All right, so last vowel. Generate type, see what we get. Still nothing. Pronunciations. Just to see, get this working again. Pronunciations and collection word. The config does not have a field slug in collection word. Here, let's do vowel, and then on vowel sounds. Just again, trying to get something to work here. So it should just be, I guess, value. So any and all of those should have worked. Invalid joined field rhymes, the config does not have a field value in collection val. So if I go to val, okay, we have collection word, and then we do on. I don't think I need to try it outside of tabs, but invalid join field rhymes. Value and label should be right. Value, label. Oh, my brain is breaking a little bit. It's been breaking though. All right, so let's take a look at our PayloadCMS docs. Take a look at our join field. And so I can't imagine why this wouldn't work like I want it to, but maybe I just need to get... Oh, it needs to be a relationship field. That's right. All right. Okay, so we can take... Okay. Let's see if this actually works. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. Come to vowels. Now here we'll do a join field. So we'll do type. Oh no, not a type. We'll do a relationship. And then here we're going to have type relationship, relation to word, and then I can do name. You can do something like rhymes. And so here, if I go to our relationship field, I can then use a hook before change. So if we do our hooks and then do before change, we can take our async, wrong. Okay, so async, and we'll take our rec payload. I think I'm doing that wrong. Nope, guess not. And then we can await get, or sorry, we can return payload dot find on collection word, where I also need data. We have pronunciations dot last vowel is equal to data dot value. And so now we can do, I think, a limit of 0. So I don't know what this is going to do for like performance, but that's something I can worry about later. All right, so if we go to words, and then I can go to our vowels. So I want to set these. Well, there's none there. So I know we have some for, no, it needs to end. So last vowel, we have find. Right. Find. All right, so it says no rhymes. So I've got the rec object for default fields, but I don't have data, so I can't get. So I could do this for like filter options, which is not quite what I want to do. Wait a second. Wait a second. So we can, I think we can take this and put it away. I'm going to comment that because I think what we can do actually is use the join field like I wanted to. And then do relation to word. It's not relation to. Do on word dot pronunciations dot syllables dot vowel sound. Well, sounds. Do collection word. And then name. Do rhymes. So maybe we change last vowel to be a relationship field. We can do this on relation to vowel. And then do that same thing, but first let's make sure that this actually works. We go to words. We need to do back here, vowel sounds dot value. Oh, wait. We're returning the value here. Oh, Lord. Okay. Let's log. Oop. Console.log. Dang, man. All right. Wait, so did it not change to a relationship field? Relation, yeah. So that's right. And then untitled ID. And this should be the same, yeah. Thought so. Here, let's see if I can just do a change here. Something went wrong. Okay, go away. Const value equals await. Okay. Let's just log our value then. Hit save. Something went wrong. Reading some logs here. Okay. So we do need to add res dot. Oh. So that should be right. So can I make changes here and be okay? Something went wrong. Res value. So I need to return this again. Return. Invalid relation. All right, so that's not working like I want it to. And this works perfect, so I shouldn't mess with this too much. So here, though, if we want to come back to our leave anyway, come over to our vowel sounds, and then go to something like find. Yeah, I didn't think so. So that brings me, last vowel, is that what it is? Is word pronunciations last vowel. Does not have a field. Word pronunciations last vowel. I mean, that's definitely there. Pronunciations, last vowel. I don't know, syllables. pronunciations. I'm really confused. Syllables. Vowel sound. And so that works. Okay. If I create a new word, what does it give me? Nothing. Okay. I feel like I'm tracing nothing right now. Like, I don't think this is going to work. So I think we need to come back to the drawing board on this. Because if anything, I wish that this just put in, maybe I can do this as after change. So now if I change it, maybe not data value. Do something like before change. Yeah, no, it should be data value. Because if we log data dot value, and then do a change, following field is invalid rhymes. So it doesn't give me any kind of log here. Ugh. Pronunciations, last vowel. I guess let's default limit, see what happens. Not default limit, oop, default value. I think I just have to return all the words, honestly. It's not going to be the best way of doing things, I don't think, but I think it's the only way to do this how I have it right now. Because unless I can get all of the words with this value as the last vowel, then I mean that's the only option. So if I create a new I mean relationship field is going to be the only thing to do it. So we can do type relationship, we can do relation to word, then we can do a name of rhymes, and then what we need to do after that is do a hook, and then from here we can do, doesn't really matter what it is, but before change, open up an array, and do an async, get the payload, get rec payload, and then get our data as well. So if I then log payload just to see what I get, oh, let's do payload and data. So Payload's probably not what I should have done though. So let's just return data. I hit save and I get data. And then I'm looking for data value. Go ahead and save again. And I get that as my data value. So I'm going to use that to then query. So I'm going to do our query. We're going to await payload. We're going to find on our collection word where our pronunciations dot last vowel is equals to our data dot value. I don't think this is going to do anything because, oh, let's then return our query. Let's first log the query. No longer log that. So then if I do return query docs, I don't think I get anything here. Well, hold on, let's save it, see what happens. All right, so it's mapping everything. So there should be 5 objects. Do map, and we can just do doc, and then see if we can just do I don't know, doc ID. I don't think I need to do that. I guess I can try value. Word. Yeah, so I'm just going to be getting some cast errors here. But I wonder if I can do rhymes as, instead of a relationship, we can do text. And we can do, I think I can just do has many here, set that to true. Still rhymes, yes. Yeah, all right, so there we go. So can I do this as something like before validate? So I can then, so here's the other problem, is that's just going to give me all of the words that it rhymes with, or that's on that rhyme. It's not going to give me the ability to actually query it. Okay, so I clearly need to stop. So I'm going down the wrong path here. What I think I need to do, unless I can think of a different way to do it, I'm going to just keep up with, if we go back to our words here, and then do, let's keep this instead of a table. So if I can refresh this, hopefully it just works again. So here, though I do like how I styled the link here instead, where I can just do all of that class name. Oops. So we got all that, and then we can get rid of this table. The table was a good idea, but since I can't just get all the words together in one query, as far as I know, I'll have to think about it, because if I could just get no, I don't think I can, but I wonder if I can do, I don't think I would do a separate table for each pronunciation in different syllable, because that's also the problem, is that I'm not querying all those words together. But here with the rhymes, I at least have all of the words coming through as one. So now I can show you what I was trying to do. So let's get rid of this table. No, I can leave the table for now, but I can do, in our rhymes, I could limit it to, let's just do a limit of 3, and then we can do a page of search.p or 1. And of course here again, we'll use a number. So we've limited 3. Now if I do p equals 2, I should get the other 1. So that should work for most things. So the problem though is that I'm going to add in a bunch of stuff. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm kind of losing it here. So we're going to, unless I just did like a really long table. I mean, that could work. And so instead of doing pagination, I could just put all of the table in, set a max height. So, for example, do here like a max, so max h of like 50 rem, which is probably too much to actually see this, but I can do max height of 5 rem. Okay, 1 rem. Okay, I don't know what's logging right now. Let's do console. Oh, search. Okay, so we don't need to log this right now, but if we set our height to, let's just set to 2. I'm just trying to get it to do something. All right, so it doesn't need to be done on the table. Maybe the table body. Can do class name height. All right, so max height table. Okay, so let's try this out. So to the table itself, we will set block, and then we can do, for the header row, do class name, sticky, top 0. Okay. And then we can do scroll. Just hoping that would be easier. Overflow. Overflow. I want to do Y scroll. And then I can set like a max height of 1 just to see what it does. Okay. Okay. So it's the body that needs the height. Dropping a couple frames, no biggie. So I'm going to do this and then call it quits anyway. Max height. Do max height of like 30 pixels. Height 30 pixels. Dang, man. This is driving me crazy. Why won't this just work? So we have display. So maybe I need to do block here as well. And then I can do overflow Y scroll. Okay, getting closer. All right, so if we do block, then we can do width full. Nope. All right. All right, so I think I just did some things wrong here. All right, so let's take this class name, add it to these here, which this also needs to be then sticky top 0. We should need block with, we'll say a height of 100 pixels just to keep with this example, and then we can do overflow y scroll. Okay. Better. So then we can do a height of 60 rem. But if I do 6 rem, we could then scroll there and then do a class name bg white. Oh boy, do I need to call it quits. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. There we go. So we could make that work where we just put all the words here, but honestly, I don't think it's going to work. I think we just need to call it quits on the table. So I am now going to get rid of the table. That was a fun exercise, but it was not what we needed to do. Guess maybe I don't need that div. Just get rid of the table here instead. Okay, and then get rid of that. Okay, now I should be able to refresh. We should be back from where we started. All right, so it's not all bad though. We did add a few words of varying length and pronunciation. Table is not going to work. We did determine the layout of the front end is going to be flex chips like I have now. So now what we need to do by those words, I mean we need to so handle pronunciation groups, syllable groups, and pagination. So I don't have any good thoughts about how we're going to handle pagination because it's going to page across all of the words. So we'll come back to it though, but we could do something like one big, and I'll just go to my face here. We could do one big, like, here's your pronunciation group, and then within the pronunciation group, you have a syllable group, and in the syllable groups, then we see like drop downs of all of the words. So either way, we do want to make sure that we keep it compressed. We don't want to have a ton of, I need to share my screen again. We don't want to have a ton of content on the screen, especially for smaller screens. So we do want to be able to see all the words come through and then be easily able to click on all of them. I don't know what this issue is. I think there's just a way to, hold on, let's do PayloadCMS. I promise this will be the last thing I do. Oops. Suppress hydration. It's in my admin config. I just need to get rid of this error. I can do suppress hydration warning. True. For real now. True. Okay, so maybe that wasn't the issue. Anyway, all right, so calling it quits for real, for real. So we'll come back to this, I think tomorrow. We'll rejoin on this project where we're just going to build out more functionality in this website. We're going to start grouping the words together. We may add a couple more words, but we have at least comfortable to work with, which has multiple pronunciations and multiple syllables, so we can start to see how these groups come together. I think that's going to be it for tonight. I have a new PayloadCMS tutorial that came out this morning. I have a new Tailwind one coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow night I'll be streaming, and then I'm going to stream again on Friday because I've got the time to do it. So I'm looking forward to all of that. And on Friday, I'm going to take a break from this project and work through an actual client project. So I'm excited to do that. But for now, thanks for watching. Check to make sure you're subscribed, like this content, share it if it was valuable, and I'll see you on the next one.